Hello and welcome to A Table for One. Thanks for joining your hosts Jeanette, Aycock, and Shanta, Langford as we savor the single feast of life. And join us as we chat and share about the over 40 life experience.
Okay.
So what are we going to talk about this week?
I think this week we've started out by talking about a range of different things, our likes, our dislikes, movies, and, it brings up the subject of the list of 40 things.
Oh, yeah, that's on our website.
Yes. We posted it there, and I thought it might be nice to take a few of those and just kind of go through those.
Okay.
And see what comes out about it, what our thoughts are about
All
it.
right.
And we certainly invite our audience to write to us and tell us what their feelings are about these issues.
Right. Now, we're not going to go through all the 40, right? We're just...
No.
Okay. All right. Just for those who are concerned, are they going to go through all 40 of these things?
Absolutely not. But it's a good jumping off point, and you can certainly are welcome to go back and look at those things on our website.
A Table for One.
Yes.
.com.
.com. Yes.
So what's the first one?
All right. So starting at the top of our list.
Okay.
Number one being, it's better for your BMI. So, when you hear this, and that...
Number one says it's better for your BMI.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, the title is what? The 40...
Things no one tells you about being single over 40.
Okay. So it's better for your...
Yes.
What is it?
Somehow or other that they analyzed the difference between married and non-married individuals and found that while paired up, people were more likely to eat better. They also had higher BMIs than their single counterparts. And, it goes back to that old image of the stereotype that, the thin man, he needs a wife to fatten him up, or he needs a partner to fatten him up. And maybe it's also related to the fact that once people couple up, they think, okay, the game's over. I can just kind of settle in and
eat whatever I want, however much I want.
Yeah, balloon up to Jabba the Hutt, and and that's okay.
Yeah. Whereas if you're single, I still eat like that, but apparently I'm in great shape.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's what it says, but I don't. That's an interesting. Well, and I guess, yeah, because I guess, like you said, you went for your tennis thing, and I worked the festival today, and so you're I guess you're out and about more, and you're more active in terms of you're not that married people can't be active, but I'm assuming that you're not,
But, I think the other thing about that is a lot of times, and how often do you find this to be the case with your partnered friends, is that they can get into a rut of, Friday night isn't date night.
right.
Friday night is the end of the work week, so we're going to stay home and order a pizza and watch television or do something that
especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
Because, you're definitely more prone to eat what the children eat, and quick. And also you're so dang tired that, you pick quick meals, right? If you've both been working and then the kids get home and, and they have to eat, you're always going to pick up something quick. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to fix something quick, right?
Right.
And so the idea that you can have more organic, foods and take time out to really think about your diet and all those good things because we don't have all that other stuff hindering our brain.
Mm-hmm. This is very true.
And also you have a little bit more disposable money to buy. I mean, I don't, but
rumor has it that could be.
I know. I hear that there are people out there who actually can spend money on, organic lettuce and, things of that nature.
It's all of those things.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of intertwined, as you think about this list of 40 things, one thing kind of dovetails into the other. And, already we've kind of touched on, the top 5 benefits, shall we say, or things that you weren't told were going to await you over 40. And,
right.
The idea of, as you've been saying, the chance to meet new people. You're going out. If you're married, you may tend to be sedentary, or if you're in a relationship, right. You may be sedentary. But, over 40, if you're free and untethered from children or a partner, you have the opportunity to meet new people.
Right.
I guess, when I look at that, though, I wonder what you think about the fact that how often will somebody take advantage of that, of the chance to meet new people?
Right.
Do you find that you're quite content with the people you already have? Thank you very much. And do not try to enter my inner sanctum, you new people.
Well, don't you think it depends on in what context? Because like you and me became friends because we were both training in our Stephen ministry.
Yes.
Now, I probably wouldn't have met you because, I'm never in the main sanctuary. I'm always, downstairs in the little chapel. So I would never run into you and Louise. I would have never, what I'm saying? So that gave me an opportunity to meet new people because I put myself in a situation where I was fortunate enough to meet you ladies,
And I think that's an important point, too, is that if you are single, you may be more likely to put yourself in situations or to have to be in situations with other people.
Well, new life experiences, because that was something I'd always wanted to do. And it took me about 10 years. 10 years ago, I wanted to do it. And, things got in the way, and it was an opportunity last year. I said, okay, I'm going to do this now. Because I could, whatever was stopping me before had really nothing to do with a spouse or kids. It had more to do with other things got in the way, but I do find that my group of girlfriends, I am set with my group of girlfriends, but I'm still open to meeting new people, as in I met you, Louis, and then people at work. I've met, new people because as we get more interns in, I become friendly, So I'm always open in that way. And also it's kind of like, I think my married friends, they kind of couple up. So when they're going out, they go with another couple. Whereas, my single girlfriends and I, we go out and, we go into the place together, but we looking around, honey. I've known these women over 20 years. We know each other, okay? But if I look across the room and I see Cutie Pie over there, I'm going to have to sashay myself over there in some capacity.
Well,
even if I pretend like I get a glass of water.
I'm not mad at you.
It's like, I know you old. Listen, I know you old bitches. I don't need to. You know what? We're gonna be talking about the same tired stuff that we've been talking about for 20 years, and it's all good. I love my girlfriends, but you know what? If I see something that sparks my eye, I'm not gonna go over and talk to the person, but at least I'm gonna be looking.
If you see something.
If I see something, I ain't gonna say something, but I'm gonna see something. Okay?
There you go. I like that attitude.
And of course, you always have the one girlfriend. What you looking at? Why don't you mind your business? Why don't you look down at your plate and stop wondering what I'm looking at?
There you go.
So was that number 2?
That yes was number 2,
Okay.
And what leads us into, you have fewer financial burdens. It's expensive to be married or coupled, and you've got if
I guess if I was married, I would be homeless because I'm having problems now. What are you talking about? I mean,
yeah, you could do
it couldn't
bad.
get any worse than now. Hello.
No, you could do bad all by yourself. You don't.
All right, shout out to Tyler Perry.
There you go. So, right. But, the thought that
How depressing would that be?
Yeah, as you get older, of course, things happen. Like,
I understand that, but I'm, like being single, yeah, there's certain things that we enjoy and, all this stuff, but there's definitely the financial burden because you are your sole responsibility, right? And there's a lot of power in that, but there's also a lot of angst. So could you imagine, okay, and then you get with somebody and you're worse off?
Well, and the thing of it is that once you're a parent, no matter how much parents may set limits, if your child is in trouble, you're going to, of course, be led to try to help them out.
True.
And if you've got parents that are still alive, there's an issue there too.
Yeah.
And then so being coupled or having children adds to the expense of life. And
but I also find that there's an unfairness too with single people in our position because people just assume that you have all this abundance of money that if one of your family members or someone, a friend or whatever, is in trouble, they automatically come to you because they think, well, you got it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to readily go to the married friend with kids because they can see they have responsibilities. But ours, we don't wear it on our sleeve, mortgage, this, that, we don't have little stickies all over our bodies.
Right.
Like this is what, so it's just naturally assumed that, oh, you got it. It's just you.
Yeah. Well, and do you feel like in some ways there's a resentment about it? It's that, well,
especially if you say no.
That could bring up a little.
No, I don't have it. And then, especially if you say no, I don't have it, and you say, oh yeah, and by the way, I'm going to Bahamas next week. See, you know what I'm saying? See, if you were married and you said no and said, oh, we're going to Bahamas, and well, that's a family vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And y'all must have saved up for that. Right. Well, I saved up for it too.
That's right.
And I'm still saying no.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? It's not so, people are not so quick to accept that from you as opposed to a married, opposed to a married counterpart. It's just a lot of times they wouldn't think of asking that person. And I get it because you are asking not one person, you're asking 2 people. Can you borrow money? But it still sometimes is unfair in a way, because there's always that thought of, well, you got it.
Right. Well,
especially if they see you're not wearing designer clothes and, they're looking at you going, well, so exactly what are you spending money on? Why don't you have it to give me?
And do you ask those questions of yourself? Like, I should be able to help this person out because...
I said that more about my mom. I've had moments, and as with my friends as well, I've had moments where I've helped my friends and definitely my friends have helped me. So it's never been to that degree where I had, it's been amounts that have been okay to lend or borrow, goes both ways. But I think I felt much more of a sense of guilt about that before my mom passed because I would have loved to have been able to give her more, but I just wasn't in the position to do it just because, living in New York is expensive. And I mean, so
Yes.
these little things come up here and there. And so, yeah, there's definitely a sense of guilt about it that you really wish you could give more to your family, in a way. But, the reality is the reality,
Yes.
But I find that I have other friends who that has been an issue with them, where people just assume because they're making six figures and, they have that, then it's so easy for them, for people to come to them and ask for money, especially if they have siblings who have just gotten so used to getting money from them.
Yes.
That's
another issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's very unfair in a lot of ways. Luckily for me, I haven't had, because my friends and family go, yeah, she ain't got it. So
it sounds like you have set limits early and often. And
no,
they know how
the limits
to
have been,
push.
they see me and they see how they know,
Yeah.
Poor thing. She ain't got it.
Well, and the other thing about, as much as they say that married or coupled people have more expenses, as you pointed out earlier, the single person has nobody to fall back on except themselves.
Right.
And as we get older, the thought of, well, who is going to be there for me financially? I really have to be saving and very much conscious of how my life is going to be as I get older and what kind of life I want to have as I get
and
older.
Even if you do have siblings who can help you, or parents, or relatives, as a single person, you're just always thinking about, I want to take care of myself. And how am I going to take care of myself? And that would be, for me, that would be the last resort, is to have to lean. Not that I couldn't lean on my sister, but that's not the first thing I think of, because I know that my sister has kids and my sister has a house and my sister has all these things. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
it's kind of funny that, yeah, I'm thinking more along the lines of her responsibilities, and I'll just handle it myself. So yeah.
Yeah, you learn to be certainly self-sufficient, and
yeah,
because you have to.
So was that number 3? That was number 3? No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The other thing is, one of the other things is, you have more flexibility to fall in love.
Come again?
Yeah. I kind of looked at that and had a blank stare at that.
Are you in love?
Is that a fact?
Wait, I don't understand that. You have more flexibility to fall in love. What does that mean?
Well, let me tell you what they claim.
Okay.
The claim is that when you're younger, finances and family dictate what it is you're going to do, who you're going to settle down with. There's a lot of pre-existing specification, shall we say.
Oh, okay. I think I know. Okay.
You have to live up to.
Right.
So theoretically, you have more flexibility to go after whoever it is you really want to go after.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Well, that's what they say. I don't know.
I got it. No, okay. So that okay.
I don't,
because there's
less
pressure put on you in terms of who you partner with, as opposed to when you're younger.
Right.
And
to paraphrase one of your infamous quotations, ain't nobody thinking about you, so they don't care who it is you're with anymore.
They just so happy. I mean, child, we were I was at work and I was talking about a coworker, and we were talking about one of my coworkers. He's 25, and I said, "Ooh, it's gonna be hard for her, because your mama is gonna put she gonna put a dent in that." And I said, "But my family and friends, they gonna be so damn happy that somebody has decided to take me on, that they're going to be
on.
Yes, and they're going to be like, is there anything we can do for you? Do you need money? Do you need a home? What do you want?
Does he need a home?
Yeah, they're going to be saying that to him. They're going to be more concerned about making him happy. Especially my sister. Is there anything I can do for you? Can I, So it's going to be a happy day for them. Not so much for him, but for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So different reasons for having more flexibility.
And I can understand that. Yeah. I mean, there was a certain point where my mom always, she had her ideas, but then after I reached a certain age, I think she just wanted him to have a pulse. I don't think Well, and then it became this whole thing of, you know what? I'm out. Okay, because this ain't never gonna happen. So, yeah,
a pulse and possibly a job would add.
I'm telling you right now, she had all these great expectations, but after I hit 40, she just wanted a pulse. She really did. She just said, and I could feel her at one point in my life. I was like, well, like Oprah said, you don't want just any man, okay? Don't ever say I just want somebody. No, you don't want just somebody. You got to be Pacific.
Yes, you do, because you will end up with
what you ask for.
Yes, that's right.
Although I do you believe in vision mapping?
Very much. I think my goodness, you make a grocery list before you go to the grocery store. Why on earth would you just go out there and put yourself on the dating market and say, oh, well, he'll just come along or she'll just come along.
Right. No, you're right. I totally believe in it because a couple of my friends have done it and they've gotten exactly the person that they wrote.
Yes.
So I believe in it, but I'm scared now to write anything on a piece of paper.
Well,
because I'm a little, I'm a little afeared at what I'm on. Because, one of them days I'll be writing stuff down and poof.
And it brings up the issue. Do you really want somebody in your life?
Yes, I do. See how quickly I said that?
Yes, I
do. I want that person now? Not so much.
I was going to say, you spoke a little too quickly.
Yeah, not so much.
You think, oh, yes, the idea.
I mean, before I meet the Lord, I'd kind of like to,
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes. All right. Well, that's honest. That's
I mean, But I mean, all in good time.
My pretty, all in good time.
Maybe I'll think about that as I'm writing my list.
Yes. Yeah.
As I'm getting my Eye of Newt and all that stuff together for him. A lock of hair and,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's our last one?
You can enjoy the company of several people. Now, they're not saying this in a...
Are they meaning being a hoe? Is that what they're talking about?
I was just going to say no. That's...
okay.
They are just saying that, if you decide on Monday, you want to... Oh, I want to go with my friend Dolores to the botanical gardens. And then on Tuesday, you want to go with Malcolm to... you wouldn't go to the opening of NASCAR, but...
no, I might do that.
Oh, all right. Well, you could do that because you don't have anybody to answer to and kind of going along with the idea that you're...
Going with the flow.
Going with the flow. And,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I love the fact that on the weekends, a lot of times people will say to me, what are you doing this weekend? And I might have a plan or two, but I love the fact that I don't know. That makes me feel good.
I'm happy to hear that you're also like that because that's how I feel. I
have no obligations to, there's certain things I might, if I'm meeting with friends or whatever, but I love the fact that I can make the day my own in whatever way that however that shapes up. Sometimes that shapes up that I'm sitting in here and I'm watching old movies all day and that's okay by me.
This is a very
and then other times I might be meeting friends, or I might be, it just depends. And I love that. I love the fact that I do have that freedom to do whatever I want. I can sleep as long as I want. I mean, not unless I have someplace I have to be, but I love the fact that I don't have to worry about somebody saying, let's get out and do things. Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Right. Let's do rock climbing this
weekend. Well, you just do that. So
take your cell phone, call me when you reach the top.
Because I'll be sitting down here watching you. But so there's definitely this freedom that I love about not being beholden to someone else's schedule or time, so that definitely is a big plus for me. And
well, and not that I want to be a downer, but something happened to me this past Friday, which sort of gave me some second thoughts about, being on my own. What happened was I had an appointment at 10 o'clock and a person was coming over for this appointment. And what happened was I didn't see her text to me that she had arrived. I have to preface that by telling you my intercom is out and it's been out for a while. So people have to call me when they arrive at the building.
Right.
But I also have a doorman, and the security policy is they have to make some contact with me at the front door before they'll let the person up.
Right.
So the person who was coming over was a bit upset because she couldn't get in touch with me, and she was wondering what was going on. And she had originally gone away and then came back and decided, well, Jeanette could be laying on the floor and unable to get to the phone. Something could have happened to her. So she convinced the super to come up to the apartment. And suddenly the super is there banging on the door.
Oh, God.
And she's there as well. And we're all just relieved to see each other and to clear up the tension and stress. But what it reminded me of, as we're looking at this business of, you have more freedom to do whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
As we're older, the fear of those we care about is that you may be lying on the floor and unable to speak, and you've been such a free spirit. Will somebody be there to kind of check in on you, do a wellness check, shall we say?
Right.
So that's the flip side of, being over 40. I didn't think of those things.
But see, here's the thing. Because of how you are and who you are, she knew something was wrong. I've had friends in my life, honey, who they were supposed to meet me somewhere, and it took them 2-3 hours. And I would always tell them, if something were ever to happen to you, I wouldn't know about it. I would just assume that you're just late as always. But because I'm also... As much freedom as I have, I'm also very much a creature of habit. So my friends know if they don't hear from me or, certain things, they check up. And so it's always good to have that part of your personality where people say, this is not like her, or, because there are certain friends that, honey, they could be, passed out somewhere, and we would never even think about it because they're always late. They're always they're kind of flaky. You know what I'm saying? Whereas me, one time I had changed the time that my friends were supposed to meet me for my birthday dinner. I had changed it, and I forgot that I changed it, and I came later than I told them. And they were all so worried because and here I come, doodly doo, and they were like, oh my God, because I completely forgot. But I'm such a creature of habit in that way that, people knew or they assumed that something was wrong. But yeah, like you said, sometimes you do think about that. It's like, okay, if something were to happen to me, who would find me?
Yes.
Or how long will it take people to find me?
And that is certainly something I never thought about, even in my actually, hadn't thought about it until this incident that just happened. And I thought,
well, I mean, a couple of months ago, I threw my back out and I couldn't move at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that moment because I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my apartment. Luckily, my cell phone was right by on the bed by me, that I could call someone. But I thought about it. I thought, well, what if I'd have,
yeah,
because nobody can get in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I could call a friend, but it was the fear of I did not have the physical wherewithal to move. Yes. I couldn't move. I was just beholden to, like that was so frightening, because I was like, I'm pretty much screwed right now.
Yes. We used to laugh at those.
Yeah, but I couldn't move. Yeah, no, but I couldn't move. And yeah, that was a scary, scary, scary moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah, so definitely, we should be a little bit more conscientious with our friends, and me and two of my girlfriends talk about this all the time. It's just like, sometimes you get so busy with life here, mm-hmm. that you haven't touched base with your girlfriends or friends in a couple of, maybe a week or 2 weeks, and that shouldn't happen. You should always do, like you said, one of those checks every 2 or 3 days, just to make sure that everything's good,
mm-hmm.
And not think that, the person's busy, because something could be wrong.
Something definitely could be wrong.
So yeah, you definitely bring up an interesting point. But I think next week we should go over the next 5, right?
That sounds like a good plan. And obviously some of them take us a little more time than others, and we welcome feedback from our audience. We'd love to hear how you out there feel about these subjects. So please get in touch with us.
All right. Well, I guess you'll be going to see something being blown up, and
yes, I can't wait to see the Shaw and Shaw and Hobbs.
Yeah, and I guess I'll go walking about the street meeting people. So.
Well, be careful. Don't bring them home unless they have a job.
Girl, I'm looking for a pulse, okay? Not a job, a pulse. No, I am. I'm looking.
Don't even put
I'm
that
looking for a
out
job
there.
myself.
Don't put that out there.
Don't put that in. I'm not receiving that, sister. I'm not receiving it.
That's right.
I could do it bad all by myself.
That is so true.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And also check out our website at table4, spelled FOUR, and the number 1.com. There you'll find interesting articles, our episode calendar, product recommendations, and information on becoming a patron. Thanks for listening.
That is so true.